Good morning.
Good morning, history.
We did it, y'all. We made it to
That's right.
the morning.
And we are so glad to be here. We're so glad to be here with you for our morning show to take a look back not only at the telethon, but on this year. It has, and I know you probably have gotten tired of us saying this and hearing the entire world say it, but man, what a year.
Yeah.
Wow. It's really
For
been
sure.
quite a year. Unprecedented, really.
Well, it is. It's unprecedented, and I think one of the things that has made it so rough is we like history, right?
Yeah.
We read about history and we teach history, and we read about all these difficult, challenging times in the past. But for our generation, you and me and Libba, we've been very fortunate. We haven't had to live truly through very challenging times here in the United States. And so now we have some, and we'll tell our grandkids about it and make them listen to stories about how we used to roam the streets armed with nothing but sticks to take toilet paper from other people. And yet somehow society survived and continued to roll on, and they even had telethons during this crazy time.
No, there are definitely things from a historical perspective to be quite thankful for, such as, germ theory being known.
That's right.
So you gotta take what you can get.
That's right. And yeah, we've had great advances in medicine and great advances in technology that allow a lot of folks to work from home. Not everyone has the capability truly to work at home and still make a living, but a lot more people do, and a lot of people are still able to kind of participate in society via things like this, right? Via Zoom meetings, via deliveries, and a lot of teleworking. And I think this is one of the things that's interesting. I've talked to some of my other friends. I have other friends.
What?
2 of them. and they were sort of always talking to their boss about, well, can we telework some? Is it possible? And they were like, no, it's not possible. We're not going to telework. You're going to need to come into the office every day. Well, this has forced the situation for folks to work from home and telework. And guess what? Turns out a lot of what they do can be done via telework.
And for museums in particular, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of museums and other nonprofits that rely on on-site visitation continue to do digital programming, because now, hey, they got the hang of it. And just like us, we were always thinking about, offering general live stream or general public live streams. And we were just dipping our toes into that right before, which we had no idea.
No idea.
But now, we've got the hang of things, and I obviously we are going to continue offering live streams, and I wouldn't be surprised if other museums get to reach more people with their artifacts and their programs over the virtual world. It's just been so cool to finally reach that audience for us, and in a kind of a good way, because I think that it's really cool that we get to represent Northeast Georgia to a lot of people that may have never visited here, may not even really think about Northeast Georgia. Maybe they know a little bit about Appalachian culture, but to get national topics from local perspectives, I think it's pretty cool. So it has indeed been a year, but I think we at the History Center, obviously, we have a lot to be thankful for. Oh, and we already have good morning, Stella. Good morning, everyone. So, but yes, speaking of this year and the before times, as we were calling it, I figured that this morning we could take a look at some of the events that we had before the pandemic, because through our virtual programs, we've highlighted a lot of things in our digital studio, but a lot of the people have only seen us virtual. So figured you might want to see what do we do when we can have lots of folks here. And now, one really great photo that I found is from when we had a special exhibit about World War I, Glenn, and of course you curated this really awesome exhibit using many of the artifacts from our archives. And this is a great example of how we're offering a program and an exhibit about something that is a national topic, but you got to see it from a local perspective. And this was one of the tours, so I'm gonna just put a photo on the screen. Look at all those people gathered in one place. And
they're even touching.
Yeah, and I remember this this tour in particular. Now, of course, we did have lots of folks come visit us for this exhibit, but this was a pretty big group, and they were really enthusiastic about those artifacts because they got to not only see all this really cool old stuff, they also got to have their questions answered by Glenn, the historian, and put into context for them. And I think that being on site and getting to see those objects and sometimes even get to touch the objects as well.
Right.
And have a historian provide that context. And I recall that one teacher mentioned that, social studies teachers, they rock, they're awesome, but not all of them are going to be experts in that specific topic that they're going over. So to have someone like Glenn, who is a military historian, dive into the details and get to answer all those really specific questions, that was one of that's just such a cool part of them getting to actually visit us. But fortunately, we do get to have that experience virtual, but to be in person, it is a different feeling.
It's really a different feeling, and that's one of the things that's great about museums that made me want to get into it was teaching with objects, right? It's the power of the object. It's being able to see things, look at things that are from the past, that were there at a particular time or for a particular event. And one of the things that always struck me, where I think that really came home, was an internship I was doing early in my museum career over at the Burnham Museum in Anniston, Alabama. And I'm not sure how they got it. We won't get into that right now. But a piece of material culture had come that was supposedly a traveling morning toiletry set that belonged to Napoleon, like the Napoleon, right? And so this apparently was one. I mean, he's the emperor. He's going to have several things like this, but this is one that would travel with him, and it had things like combs and brushes and things like that. And when you open the lid up, this beautifully carved piece of wood, you open the lid up, and there's a mirror right there. Well, that's neat. It's a mirror. And then suddenly you realize, and it's open in the case, so you can look into it and you can see yourself in the mirror, and you stop and think, wow, Napoleon used to look at himself in this mirror. The reflection that used to show was Napoleon's, and now I'm looking at the reflection in the same thing.
That is so cool.
And that's just really cool to me. And virtual is great. And it has a fantastic ability to reach a wide audience with a lot of very creative and innovative things. But it's not as easy to transfer the power of the object across the airwaves as it is when you're standing in the room. So that's what, like you say, Lil, but that's one of the great things about having groups come here and being able to take them through the exhibits in the gallery so they can get those objects. Not get them, see them.
Yeah.
See them. We like to hang on to them if that's all right.
Yes. And of course, Marie designed a really great program that we did safely in November, and it was Home and Harvest. I'll bring up some photos, but Marie, can you describe what was that process like? I mean, how did it? This was one of your first, or was it? This was your first family day that you produced for us
for our on-site.
Yeah, for the on-site family days. Tell us about what was the process like and the results.
So I had been coming here and doing family days for about the past 4 years. So I understood our process of how they go down and how we like to do them, but I had never organized one myself. I had always just come as a participant. starting when I came here full time, we were still doing virtual programming, like totally. So for August, because we do family days throughout the school year on the second Sundays, if you would like to join us. So August we did Old Hollywood, which was virtual. No, we didn't do August, did we? Because that's when school starts back. So we did September.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So we did September, which was Old Hollywood. We did October, which was the Salem witch trials. And then after the October family day, we were starting to have conversations about if it was safe to go back and possibly do an on-site family day. And at that point, there was quite the dip in cases. They were trending downward, especially where we are in Georgia. It was looking pretty good for the time that we were looking at planning at it. So we said, well, it looks better, but that doesn't mean that we can be slack on precautions by any means. So I had never planned a family day during a pandemic before. I don't think any of us had. So going into that was a lot of research, not just into our topic, but into how to safely kind of be around people-ish.
She spent a lot of time on the CDC website, which we've never done before.
Usually that's not involved in the planning of a family day. So we made sure we had everyone wearing masks at all times. We had all of our stations outdoors, and then we had family groups socially distanced, of course. We also had people come in at specific times. So we had staggered entry, so that we had not were we only wearing masks outside, we were also had a limited number of people on site at any given time and a limited number of people at any one station at a time as well. Right. And then also hand sanitizer everywhere. And also masks, signs that said, this is where you are, this is how we're going to be doing things, and also please just stay away from other people that are not in your family group. But it went really, really well. To the point where I was like, wow, it's 2020. Something bad has to happen. But it didn't.
Yeah.
Right,
It was
yeah.
really great.
Yes, knock on something.
Yeah, and we had a great turnout. It worked out really well. Your planning and all of the precautions that we took, it went really smoothly, and it was also really cool because we had a chance to meet a few of our homeschool connection kids.
That made me so happy.
Yes, and one of the parents said she might be a little shy. She's very starstruck.
Right.
Which that also brings to mind, Glenn. You had a moment of local recognition in a thrift store.
That's right. Actually, it was an antique store. The thrift store I went into was next door. So yeah, this was when this was April, like May or June sometime, when we were doing doing things once a day, and I had an antique. I love going to antique stores, right, and just walking through and seeing what's in the booths and finding all kinds of canteens and helmets. Again, if you were watching last night's late episode, and was walking along and I saw someone and said, "Hey, hello, how are you?" And they're like, "Oh, hello, how are you? Are you Glenn Kyle?" And my initial response, tongue in cheek, was, "I don't know. Are you a cop?" And she said, "No." She said, "I've watched your live stream videos." I'm like, "Oh." She says, we actually live in California, but we're here visiting our daughter, and she turned us on to your videos, and it's so nice to meet you. That's just so neat." And it turns out that she was someone who had asked a very specific question that we hadn't gotten to answer at the time, and so I answered her question there in the antique store. So that was very interesting. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and Marie, you've gotten some fan mail as well. Both of you have gotten letters from some young folks and from families and viewers as well. It's just been a joy.
Yeah, that makes my day when we get nice mail.
Oh yeah. And, another way that we have safely offered programs with homeschool groups, because they're going to be in their social circle, and of course still wearing masks and keeping a distance from us, except for this awesome photo opportunity with Benjamin Franklin. Glenn, tell us about this not Family Day, but this homeschool group, because they loved the Benjamin Franklin.
This was a really neat group. These homeschool collectives are way organized, and I don't think I quite understood that until the pandemic hit. And we began to realize, wow, they've really got their act together. They work together. They go through curriculums together and things like that. So they've been trying to, as opportunity comes, go to places now that, once they're open and kind of accepting limited numbers of visitors, they want to go see things with their kids. That's a huge part of homeschool. And so this group came in, and we had them in our education center, and we had the chairs all spaced out, and I was up there in front portraying Benjamin Franklin, and was getting some really interesting questions. And then, we were going back, and they're like, oh, can you take a picture with us? And I'm like, sure, that would be fine. So we snapped that picture. And then they just kept running in circles around Benjamin Franklin, asking me all sorts of things that may or may not have been related to the colonial period. Benjamin Franklin was a guy in the know, right? He understood the world, and he was a scientist and things like that. So they're asking all kinds of questions, some of which I was prepared for, some of which I was not.
And Benjamin Franklin is a somewhat recent addition to our historic characters, and you do a fantastic job. And we've also offered Benjamin Franklin as a webcast. So here's a really cute screenshot from one of our webcasts this past year of our students all joining from home, getting to meet Benjamin Franklin, and they just had a blast. And I think they're so fascinated by the fact that he was an inventor. That seems to be what they associate him with. But then they get to learn all about his history behind the founding of our country, of course, as well. Now, as Benjamin Franklin, have you gotten any questions that are those standout questions from our webcast or the homeschool group?
They tend to be fairly standard based on the curriculum. That, like you say, they really want to know about the inventions. They really want to know about his scientific exploits. And so, that fortunately I knew that was a big thing with Franklin, and in the time, that's what made him world famous initially. Benjamin Franklin was world famous before the American Revolution ever began because of his experimentation with electricity and his participation in Parliament in London, not as a member of Parliament, but as a representative of several North American colonies in London. Very well-known man. And then when he begins to participate in the independence movement, he's old enough to be most of the other founding fathers' grandfather, or at least father. Maybe not grandfather, but father. He's a total generational difference from them. And so they sort of look to him as a leader because of his scientific prowess, his political prowess. And one question that I get is Benjamin Franklin and a lot of other and several other characters, do you have any pets?
Yeah.
What are your pets?
That is a classic webcast question.
It is.
At this point, if we're interpreting anything, we have to know if they had a pet.
We've got to do research and find out, okay, who am I portraying? Did they have pets? And what was their name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what's your favorite color?
Yes, favorite color.
Yes.
We've also
Which
got...
there's not a lot of historical documentation for.
Yes.
So half the time we just have to make it up. We're sorry, but we do our best guess. Educated guess.
Yes.
As to Benjamin Franklin's
Or we do a classic deflection.
Yes.
Right.
Well, as a scientist, I believe that all colors have a place in the spectrum with the
There we
rainbow and prisms and things like that.
Clever, yes. Now, it is pretty neat when you actually do have that super specific information for the kids ready to go. I was lucky with Juliet Gordon-Lowe, and I was portraying her for webcasts, and she had quite a few pets. And I did find out their names, and one of them was this beautiful blue macaw parrot named Blue Boy. And now she also had a few smaller breed dogs that had some interesting names, but they're not coming to my mind now. But it's cool to have that actually documented from letters and diaries and sources. So Shannon DeWitt says, now I need to know if Benjamin Franklin had a pet. So Glenn.
Well, that's a very interesting question, because pets are part of all society. And as a traveling man, I could not bring pets with me, so I didn't have anything that I took to my bosom and carried with me to England, to France, and I couldn't become attached to any one single pet.
A+, yep. We should teach a lesson in deflection. How to accurately satisfy a question. Yeah. I hope that was satisfactory to you, Shannon. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, Marie, I also have some photos from the family days that you participated in last year, I believe this was. Now, this first one, I really enjoyed this family day about the Hernando de Soto expedition, and we had a segment that focused on the women of the group. That before we had planned this, and I learn all the time here because I am not the historian. I didn't realize that there were women along the route that Hernando de Soto took. I'm going to show a picture, but could you tell us a little bit about that family day and what you were interpreting that day?
Yes. So I think I was
Isabella someone.
I
can't remember. Yes.
I know, it's very early, and my memory is not working at its fullest potential. But she was the wife of one of the men on the De Soto expedition, and they're usually the women are kind of cast aside in history in that expedition, and sometimes just in general. But that's why we were showing that there were indeed women on that expedition, that it was more than just go out and search for gold mission, because there were women present. It was kind of like some people would even say an effort to colonize, that it was really like a scout, not like just a scouting expedition, but a little bit like of a scouting expedition to see if there was a good place to settle, to set up a colony, if you will. And also because there were women present on the expedition, it meant that it wasn't just like a warring party, that
right.
It wasn't just so when other local Native American tribes would see that, they'd be like, interesting, so like maybe they aren't here just to like attack us, perhaps, even though that did happen a lot.
Right. Maybe they're here to settle. Mm-hmm. Which may be worse.
Yeah, right.
but that you're right. That's an interesting take. Most people don't think of a Spanish expedition into the American interior as something that is going to have women with it, and yet the expedition had a fair number. I mean, not half and half, but a fair number of women.
Mm-hmm. And I think the woman that I was portraying there, Isabella, had a very tragic end.
Is she the one that had the pearls?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, what was that story? I can't recall.
So, I think they had set up some type of semi-permanent structure.
Right. Well, and one of the things they had been trading with the native tribes with was that De Soto and his men realized could be incredibly valuable if they got them back to Spain, were these freshwater pearls. Just handfuls of pearls, right?
So, in one of these semi-permanent structures that they were living in at the time, it caught fire, and Isabella made it out of the structure and then realized that the pearls were still inside, so she ran back in to get the pearls, but then the building
she didn't come out.
That's awful. And I assume that was documented in the journals, or like from a primary source, or
yes.
How do we? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That she because that was going to be such a huge amount of wealth when they got home, right? If they could just get home, that was, I mean, that's like carrying around a basketball-sized chunk of gold, right? You're going to want to take that with you, and I suppose she thought she could get in and get out quicker than the reality of the situation proved.
Well, on a happier note.
Sorry. Good morning, history.
Good morning, history. I did want to show, so a really cool part of our family day and a really popular part is the green screen photos. So here's another photo from pre-pandemic family days. And you can see that we have costumes available, like or articles of historically adequate or accurate clothing, and they get a green screen picture to take home with them. This is super fun, and there's all sorts of backgrounds that we use that are that give context to that family day. And we also have a lot of hands-on activities during our family days as well. One of these, you can see Glenn and Marie. This is in our in the White Path cabin, and this was a makeshift factory.
Oh, that's Leslie, not Marie.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm sorry, it's early. That's good. But Glenn, can you tell us about, this was a cool family day. Because they got to learn about Mary Musgrave, who is known for being a translator and someone who negotiated peace deals between James Oglethorpe and Tamachichi, if I am correct.
Tamachichi and other native native groups. Yeah, so this was a program on the overall program was on the Deerskin Trade, which turns out was an incredibly important period in Georgia's early history. It was a prime economic mover, means of economic exchange between the Native Americans and between the Europeans. This is how that European exchange of goods the exchange of European goods for domestic products, especially deerskins, began to totally transform the culture and even the family structures of Native American life. And so this was a hugely profitable trade for the Europeans. But the Native Americans had agency in this process. They wanted to do this trade because they could get manufactured goods that improved their quality of life and made their life so much easier. But as time went by, we began to see how that began to change. But Mary Musgrave was a woman who was of mixed race, but she was within the native tribes. She was considered a tribal member. She knew several different languages. And being a smart woman, she also realized that being a part of the deerskin trade, if she positioned herself in just such a specific way, could be very lucrative and could bring a lot of not only economic success, but social and political power to her. And so she got a license for a trading post, and many people would come to her sort of to be the mediator between the different native tribes and between European traders. And she got good enough at this and central enough at this that, rising above the economic influence, this is where Oglethorpe would come to her and say, I need to talk to so-and-so. We need to have a meeting. Could you help me arrange this? Could you help me understand the culturally how to interact with these headmen, how to address them, how to create a situation where I can expand our trade, expand our colonization efforts. And so Mary Musgrave became a very central part of that, simply because not only of who she was, but because she thought things through and actually put herself in those positions. Very, very clever, very talented woman.
Yeah, that was a really great family day. And the Deerskin Trade program, our on-site program, is also really popular because there's a lot of it's very much one of those programs where you get to touch the things, and the kids love that. And we pass around a deer. What would you call a hide? Deerskin?
Yeah, a deerskin. Yeah,
a deerskin
with hair on and hair off.
Yeah. You also talk about the types of technologies that Native Americans adopt from those settlers coming over, and establishing that trade. There's also things to talk about with the kids about like introducing them to ideas like debt.
Yes.
And
the environmental impacts of the deerskin trade.
Yes.
And how that changed, how I talked about, the changes on Native American society, how that began to change gender roles within Native American society as well. So that as you say, Libba, it's a great jumping off point to talk about a wide variety of things just with a cool table full of stuff.
Yeah. Now, one of our most popular family days has been, for years, Victorian Christmas. And now we are going to have a virtual Christmas family day. I'm really looking forward to that. Marie, do you want to tell us a little bit about what virtual family day is going to look like this year for Christmas? I know that our theme is Frontier Christmas, and I'm excited about that. We haven't done Frontier Christmas before. So what do we have in store on? And this is let me check, December 13th. So that is coming right up.
Yep, next Sunday.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, but next
Right.
week.
Yeah.
So what we have planned for that is after we did the November Family Day, well, then cases started to go back up again. Now it's skyrocketing even more. So we decided to call it and say, we're going to do a virtual family day for the safety of not just our guests, but also us as well. So we decided to go virtual again, which we have done before. As I said, we did that in September and October, and those went really, really well. So we're going to do basically the same thing. We'll have a program every hour from 1 to 5 p.m., ending with a trivia game, so it can still be a little bit interactive. And we haven't decided the exact lineup of what videos will be coming out when, but there will be different songs and carols, and we'll give the history behind them as well as sing them. We would also invite you to be part of our virtual choir we're trying to put together. So if you would like to send us a song of yourself singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," we are going to attempt to put all that together so that we can virtually sing together and celebrate that way. Glenn's going to read a story about the Christmas on the Frontier from Little House, I do believe.
From probably the best series of books about the frontier ever, the Little House books. So from the Little House on the Prairie book, the story of that wonderful Christmas that they spent on the prairie there with Pa and Ma and Laura and Mary, thank you. It is way too early. I'm gonna step off stage and actually get some more tea to put in this cup.
So yeah, I am excited for virtual Christmas. At the same time, it's too bad that we won't get these super cute photos with Santa. Like looking back on these family days, it makes me really excited for when we can come back. I anticipate that just with the fact that we've certainly grown our audience, we've gotten a broader audience nationally, but I also think that as our live streams have helped more people locally learn about the History Center.
That we exist.
Yes, we have been a hidden gem for quite some time, and I think people are starting to see that sparkle now.
There's not as much magic involved as you would think in being the best kept secret in Gainesville. We want people to be sick of hearing from us. So, for example, we put on 24-hour telethons.
And again, thanks to everyone who has joined us, and especially for everyone that has donated or shared, commented, just simply talked about us to your friends and family. We recently got another letter from one of our biggest fans, Sue, that was just so nice, so kind of her to take the time to write to us, to tell us how the live streams have helped her through a challenging time, to just take a break, have fun by learning some history, and maybe forget the fact that we're in a historic moment ourselves for just a little bit.
Yes, as Glenn was saying, we haven't, as 21st century Americans haven't had to live through too many
We haven't had a theme.
historical
Yeah.
events. So I think, for myself as a young historian, I think it has helped me understand people in the past better living through this myself, especially for people from, the Spanish flu pandemic and their perspective on different things. I also, I used to think, while studying the Civil War, that people thought it would be over in like a month or like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I used to be like, how could they have thought that this Civil War that would drag on for the next 5 years would be over in a month? Like, how would they be able to do that? And then I thought that the pandemic might be over in 2 weeks, 2 months. I think
Yeah.
that was just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But, and I was like, I will never judge a person who wrote that they thought the American Civil War would last for like 2 months.
We'll
I will
have the
never
boys home
judge
by
them.
Christmas.
Exactly.
Yes.
We thought we would have this done by Christmas. I will never judge them again.
Yeah, I totally get that. But it's also allowed us to be very innovative and to just try new things. These live streams every week, that was definitely a new thing for us.
Oh, yeah.
But having done all the webcasts for students, it gave us the best preparation to offer live streams for the general public. And we've also gotten creative with some other programs. Now, I don't know if those watching if y'all are aware that we have a very different program called Lo-Fi History. And we tested it out on Twitch. And Twitch is another streaming platform mostly used by esports or video gamers, but there is a growing performing arts category, there is a growing music category, and now an education category. And we started Lo-Fi History, so every Tuesday you can join me and Glenn in various costumes, and hopefully soon Marie and others can join as well. So these are Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm a bit of I love music. I like to make electronic music, so I have made lo-fi music for the background while we take questions from the audience, and this has been really fun. It was definitely experimental in the beginning, and now we are doing it on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And more people are joining us for that, and I think that it's just been really fun. It's different. It's history to a cool beat, and I think we're engaging with other audiences, especially those that are fans on Twitch. That's been really cool to have people come back to us and join us for this very, very different for Twitch kind of program. They see us in these weird costumes, and then they stick around for the history.
Well, and Libba, we're talking about how, certainly Marie and I have sort of adapted what we've done. When you came to the History Center and working on those live broadcasts at schools, you had a pretty savvy technical set of abilities. Have you felt like your technical savvy and production skills have maybe even skyrocketed since March?
Absolutely. These live streams, especially in the beginning when we did those weekday live streams, I have learned so much, and my skill set in the digital content creation sphere has all been self-taught. So for any young folks out there, or any age really, these skills are easier than you think when it comes to the green screen technology, when it comes to streaming, creating the graphics. There are a lot of resources out there. It really just has been YouTube tutorials and just lots of Googling. But once you get in the rhythm of things, for instance, putting together this telethon, I feel like, if I was going to do this last year, I would have needed a lot more prep time, and just I would have had to learn a whole lot very quickly. But now I've had all of this opportunity to to learn through trial and error, and luckily the errors haven't been so disastrous. So. But absolutely, I feel a lot more confident, and it also makes me excited for what's the next step. What's the next step to make our programs even more polished, even more high quality, even more fun, and in the ways that digital media can offer. So I think 2021 is going to be a really exciting year for the History Center. Because I know that it's not just me that has learned. Y'all have learned, this whole process too, and it puts us in the mindset to really get creative with virtual learning and offering even short form productions like our recent Salem witch trial dramatized reenactment. That was a really cool experience. So. It has been a lot of progress quickly, and it feels really good to get to this point where I feel like I have a good grasp of how to offer how to make things go as seamless as they can. Yeah. For sure. What do y'all feel like y'all have learned as interpreters during this time when it comes to being an interpreter in a virtual sense?
So much.
Yeah, I think one of the things, it's not so much a learning, but an adapting to a new methodology, and to use a big word, pedagogy. Mm-hmm. The costumes, the material culture. When we do on-site tours or we're face-to-face, it's really easy to just say, well, here's this thing. Let me hand it to you, and notice this and notice that, and would you like to try this out? It's comparatively easy, and I never realized what a challenge it would be when I can't just hand the audience off something and show them or physically come up close to their face and point. So I've really had to adapt my interpretive style to take into account that we've got a camera here. And, the amazing day when I realized, why don't you just walk towards the camera, Glenn, and hold up the thing closer to the lens and point like, brilliant. I mean, who thinks of this innovative stuff? The History Center. But I've certainly had to adapt my approach to things, but I feel like it's a really, really good skill set to have to sort of figure out how to do these things. And and this is a small feature. One of the things that I've really tried to get better at is my darting eyes, because I'll be going like this, and I used to look at stuff and I would forget that the camera was even there, and I would pick a spot on the wall and I would be talking to that, and then I realized, oh wait, I need to focus back there on the camera. So my eyes still dart occasionally, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And again, those aren't, those are movie star things that we're having to learn, not necessarily, how to interpret history. I think the basics, if they're good fundamentals, can still transfer to this medium. You just have to figure out the technical details of the medium. What about you? I mean, is that...
Oh, yes, I think definitely adapting to being on camera so much in a live format is something that I've done, stage productions before. I've done, live stage productions, and also like recorded videos, but live videos I think was something that I adapted to. And the first time I was so nervous. I was thinking, oh no, what was going to happen? What am I going to do? And then it's like, oh well, you just stand there in front of a camera and it'll be okay.
Yeah. And I want to take
talking into the camera is different, because usually you're trying to talk to the crowd and make engage the crowd and make eye contact with the crowd, but no, this time you just stare into the lens of the camera.
And I want to brag on Marie too. Yes. I would really want to brag on Marie, because I think maybe more than any of us, she has really adapted and come along and professionalized herself. Yes. And she's really changed, because I remember when we were first trying to get someone other than me in front of the camera, when we were doing those every single day, it's like, hey, Marie's a great interpreter, let's have her come by. And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And we set her in front of the camera, and there was even a little bit of a quiver in your voice, because as you say, there was a little bit of nervousness, I think. But man, you picked it up like that, and now you're a natural.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're better than me at this sort of thing, and actually paying attention to the camera, and you're just so natural, and you're smooth, and that's taken place in what? March, April,
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Wait, is
Yeah.
it
No,
tomorrow? It'll be exactly 6 months.
will it really?
yay.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, that's so
We're gonna
exciting.
stay on the air until it's no.
6
Yeah.
months.
But yeah, I second that. It's been such a joy to have Marie here, and and to see you grow so quickly into this new realm of learning. We have all been on our toes learning all of these things. And especially, I also want to just thank our viewers as well, because in the beginning, you've dealt with our audio hiccups. You've dealt with YouTube saying we can't play that movie clip.
That's on YouTube.
That's on YouTube. Yeah, and you've been there for us. You've supported us all the way through, and it's been a huge year of growth.
Yes.
Not only for us, but for we feel like we have a small community now. We see, it's like having neighbors, you see.
Right.
It's really nice to have that connection.
We recognize people's names when they comment
Yes.
and when they pop up, and it's been wonderful to see. I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah.
We have a giant screen here that I'm
Yes.
pointing to that you can't see. But when we see your name pop up on the screen, to recognize so many of those names has been wonderful and heartwarming, and your messages have been so encouraging.
Yes.
And also, in case you don't know, we do go back and read all of your comments on the
Yes.
live streams. I go back and I scroll through after the actual live stream, because sometimes we don't see every single one pop up while we are presenting.
Right.
Even though we try to pay attention to that, but there's like 5 things going on, so sometimes it doesn't happen. But we do go back and we do read the comments, and we do really appreciate all of your kind words and interesting questions as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's to the point now where not all the time, but occasionally, we'll get a question that Lib will read to me, and I think to myself, I think I know who asked that question.
Yes.
That sounds like such and such who asked that question.
Yeah. Now, I do think that because we have so many people who have donated, I would love to just take a look at where we stand
Yes.
in our donations, because so what you see above me, that goal is just our online donations, and we weren't really sure how many people were going to take advantage of the telethon part of this and actually call on the telephone. But so many of you have, and if I'm looking, if this is correct, our most recent phone donations are up to $630. That is so cool. So that's yeah, wait. So I
Calculator.
think the
We're not good
current
at math.
donation total, I do believe, as of 7:03 this morning, is $2,670. So
we are
We're
less
so
than we are less than
close!
400 to that goal.
yes. So if you have not donated yet, please consider offering a donation. Any little bit helps. We also, of course, have our raffles, and we have not announced our raffle yet, so you could still enter the raffle. In fact, why don't we go ahead and review our raffle items, and Marie has her raffle item to actually show now. Why don't we start with that, Marie? Do you want to grab your beautiful apron? So if you would like to win this handcrafted, really just so cute apron made by Marie.
It's all hand sewn
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
You watched me start it, and then I finished it. So
Yeah.
I'm also really proud of the backside. Like, look how clean that is. Look how clean.
Look at that.
Look how clean. These seams can be yours for only $5.
Only $5. So I'm going to put the donation link in the chat. And if you would like to make a $5 donation as a raffle ticket entry, just make sure you list in your message which raffle you would like to enter. So for this one, if you wanted the apron, just say, apron raffle, and we'll put you in our raffle that we'll be announcing toward the end of today's live stream once we announce all of our final goal tally and see where we end up. So let me put that link. So donation link. Oh, hello, Sue. Sue is looking forward to virtual Frontier Christmas. Oh, we are too. We are too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it looks like our top donor is my mom.
Yay, my mom!
Yay! And if you had a chance to see our Juliet Lowe program yesterday, that was my mom's premiere as Juliet Gordon Lowe, and I was just so proud of her. She did a great job, especially for the first time as Juliet Lowe. I know from my experience. When you have a new character you're learning about, you are learning through the questions that you get asked. You're learning through just the repetition, of course, of being that character and getting more comfortable with the character. And I just thought she did a phenomenal job yesterday. And in particular, I love portraying Juliet Lowe, but as accurate as we can get it, we want that. So, my mom is closer to, so Amy Beecham, I should say, is closer to Juliet Lowe's age at the time of interpretation, closer to her stature. And also, we know that Juliet Lowe had quite an eccentric or bubbly, energetic personality, and my mom really brought that to the green screen studio and really brought Juliet Lowe to life, and I think she did a great job, even better than myself. And I'm really looking forward to more students getting to experience her Juliet Lowe. But thank you so much to Amy Beecham for her $500 donation. And she wanted to say, in her message, she said, given to the Northeast Georgia History Center in honor of the service of its staff and volunteers towards the preservation and understanding of historical events, times, people, and the lessons provided by each. That's a mission statement if I've ever heard one.
I know.
Wow.
Let's just copy and paste that to our
Yeah,
website.
right. We also have a $150 donation from Thomas Green. We'd like to thank Thomas Green for that donation.
Thank you.
The Norman family was also a $101 donation. The Norman family is that they have kids that are part of our Homeschool Connection class, and a funny message they said, my kids are excited about the Monday history broadcasts and actually pay attention.
Love that.
Yes, and I have to say Maria's done a fantastic job with Homeschool Connection. The lessons each week are, as I say, I am learning along with the kids, so, I'm there to be like, so let me get this straight. And she just does such a great job of explaining the lessons to a broad range of students. We have, it's kind of cool because it's, in a way, it's kind of old-fashioned.
It is this old-timey schoolroom.
Yeah, because there are a diverse age range. We have, kids as young as second grade all the way up to around 6th or even 7th grade. Sometimes they are siblings, so they're watching together and they get to learn together. So it's just so much fun. The Howe family has donated $100, and their message was, thank you very much for the wonderful programming. We found out about the History Center through Girl Scouts. So much fun. Yes, so Girl Scouts have been a kind of surprise audience for us in a way.
Right.
Juliet Lowe was, at first we had a teacher request the character. Juliet Lowe was not on our list yet because she was recently added to the Georgia curriculum. And so we were just like, all right, give us a few weeks, got to do some research. And so I did some thorough research and started portraying Juliet Lowe. And more recently, we did a really fun program with a Girl Scout troop, I believe in New Jersey, that's right. And we did games and songs that taught Girl Scout lessons. So some of the games included Morse code, so learning how to say your name in Morse code. We went on a virtual nature walk, so you had to memorize the sequence of the images of nature that we saw, because a big part of being a Girl Scout is learning actual scouting skills and being able to not only recognize your natural surroundings, but also memorize, because of course a military scout is going to scout a region and then bring that information back as valuable intelligence. So really cool way to incorporate those lessons in a fun, customized program. Barclay and Miriam Rushton also gave us $100. They said, great idea for a fundraiser. Looking forward to checking out your programs today. Thank you so much to the Rushtons. Jeff Pardue, also a $100 donation, said, a gym in North Georgia. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jeff, so much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Sue Small gave $100 and says, I don't know what I would have done without you all during lockdown. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Sue. You are such an enthusiastic viewer of ours. You brighten our day every time you're in the chat. So
Sue actually gave 150. She just gave in two different segments. She did 100 and a 50. So
wow, thank you so much, Sue, for your $150 donation. Terry Fritcher, another returning fan, especially for our trivias, says, so they bought a raffle ticket and gave $55 for the mystery gift basket. So we'll see if you win that. And $50. Terry mentions that she lives in Iowa and stumbled across your Facebook page in March. I love all your programming. I enjoy your acting skills. I learn something every time. I love the trivia quizzes too. We have had quite a few people say that they have stumbled upon our program, and I'm so happy for that, because it kind of is a nice, just, you never know the ways that people are going to learn about us. Sometimes it's through word of mouth. Sometimes it's through, of course, the promotions that we do.
Right.
And sometimes it's just kind of random.
People Google, history.
Yeah.
And sometimes we pop up when people do that.
Oh, and Leslie has just updated us. Valerie Jones. Wow, Valerie Jones donated over the phone $250. Now that is, I do believe that is still part of our current total donation. I'm going to check with Leslie on that.
Check with HeadQ.
Yes. The current total. Yeah. We also want to thank Diane Walker for her $100 donation. Diane is a big fan of the History
Top
Center.
fan.
Yes.
Has watched almost all 24 hours of this.
Yes, maybe Marie's biggest fan, I would say.
I would say that is an accurate statement.
It's her mom. Go Moms!
Yay, Moms!
And the Richies have also donated $100. So thank you to the Richies. That is so awesome. We also have Victor Lawrence, who donated $51, saying Northeast Georgia History Center is the best. We agree. Roseanne Kent, thank you so much. She's also a longtime viewer. Donated $50, saying your center is the keeper of the stuff and stories of North Georgia, my people. Thanks for all the good work. Oh, thank you so much.
Stuff and stories, that's awesome.
Stuff and stories. Johnny and Sandy, thank you so much for your $50 donation. And they say, thanks to the wonderful lady who answered the phone and helped us with our contribution. So good job, Leslie. Annabelle Griffin with her $50 donation, saying, because you deserve it. simple, to the point, and we agree.
One of my favorite people.
Yeah. And Amanda Roy donated $50 and said, this donation is made in honor of all the great American heroes from the History Center. Bless you all. Aw, history heroes. I like that. I like that. The Wilkins family, we know the Wilkins Marie Benz family, donated $50 saying, your summer camp programs and the Young Historians Homeschool Group have been an absolute joy for our son Benjamin. Our family thanks you from Pennsylvania and hopes that we can someday visit in person. That would be so awesome.
I'd be so happy.
Yes, we'll give you a tour.
Yes.
That'll be awesome. Ann Tucker donated $50. Thank you, Ann. Anonymous donated $50. I see Ed and Diane Mann also donated $50, saying, we have been enjoying the broadcast from Northeast Georgia History Center since our grandson Joshua from Homeschool Connection started going to your summer camps. That's right. So Joshua was one of our virtual summer camp students, a fantastic kid. He knows so much. Sometimes I feel like he knows more than us in a way.
Sometimes you find those students and you're like, well, will you just teach the class and let me sit over here and take a break? And it's awesome to see those kids.
Yes, it's so cool. They said that he has loved them all and the other classes he has taken, and often reminds me of interesting live streams coming up. Cindy Wilson, thank you so much for your $50 donation, saying, Northeast Georgia History Center is something special. I am happy to have discovered your programming. Truly, it is above and beyond. Thank you so much. Chris donated $40. Thank you so much, Chris. And then we have Scott McClendon. Yes, this was the $26 donation that got us over $1,000. So thank you for that, Scott. The Burkharts donated $25. $20 donation and a raffle ticket for the apron. So we'll see if y'all get Marie's beautiful apron. And they say thank you all for your wonderful work and enthusiasm for sharing history. And we've got just a few more to shout out. The Viviano family donated $15, saying, as Girl Scouts, we loved hearing from and speaking with Juliet Gordon-Lowe. I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed that and could join us for that. Nick Kastner donated $15. Thank you, Nick. Lorraine Smith donated $15, saying, love this place. It's helped us stay sane during this pandemic. And Lorraine also entered 3 tickets for Marie's apron. So it looks like that's the most popular raffle item. Stella and Harrison Moore Homeschool Connection students, they donated $15 towards the Mystery History Basket. And saying thank you so much for all of the homeschool classes. We love the time travels, and they mean when we have historic characters, we have a little time traveling sequence. And they also said, I love, Stella in particular said, I love Miss Marie's pink dress for the fashion history, which was gorgeous.
We like that one too. We hadn't seen that one.
I hadn't seen that yet either. That was a treat. Carol Aitken donated $10 for the History Mystery Basket. Anonymous donated $10 saying thank you, Northeast Georgia History Center. Kelly donated $10 saying Libba's Etta James won me over. Thank you so much. Yeah, if y'all didn't catch oldies karaoke, I sang some Etta James. And then we have Regina with $10 supporting proudly this magnificent attraction. The Kernia family with $10. Shannon DeWitt with $10 for 2 raffle tickets for Glenn's book. Anonymous with $10 for the candlestick holder. Melissa Street, who donated $10 and lives in Jersey Shore, and had you do a virtual program for my Girl Scout troop. That's the one I was just talking about, and my girls absolutely loved it. Thank you for everything you offer. Thank you for your energy and knowledge. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. Chris Cree, thank you for the $5 candlestick raffle. Jeffrey Kyle, thank you for the $5 ticket raffle ticket for the apron. Chris Cree again for a raffle ticket for the mystery basket and another $5 donation for Glenn's book. Jennifer Jordan for $5. They say, I live in the Florida Panhandle, but stumbled across again your Facebook page today. I love what you're doing to bring history to everyone and looking forward to catching more videos. Anonymous donated $5 for the raffle ticket for your book, Glenn. And finally, we have the H. Montero gave $5. Thank you, H. Montero. Anonymous gave $5, saying the History Center staff is the best. Thank you for being so fun and educational. Oh, thank you. Chris Cree again with a $5 raffle ticket for the membership. Hoyt for the $5 raffle ticket for the candlestick. And 2 anonymous $1 donations that just say test. I don't know.
That's weird. That's...
So, that was all of our online donations, and we of course have had a lot of folks donate over the phone, so thank you if you have called in your donations as well. Got through it. Yeah. We did it. Oh, and Sue says Chris in the chat says she did a great job for a new to her character. Absolutely, talking about Amy with Juliet Gordon-Low. Absolutely, I totally agree. Sue says, ha ha ha, I love you guys. Yes, absolutely. And Sue also says, yes, I stumbled upon your page on Facebook in March. Oh, thank you so much for the anonymous donation. That is so nice. So let's see, where does that puts us? Well, a little bit further. So thank you. We're not mathematicians. I can't add $15.
It's not a math telethon.
Thank you so much.
Oh wait, because then we have the. Oh, I don't know what the phone donations are.
Oh, it's $630, I believe. Yeah, $630 in phone sales. So I think that puts us up to $2,685.
Yeah, plus 15, which just
changed.
Oh, it did, yeah.
It included that $15, yeah.
Yeah, 2,685 is now the new total. Nice,
wow.
Thank you, Leslie,
We're
for doing that.
Right.
So close.
And I have to, as the executive director of the History Center, I have to tell you one of the big reasons these donations are important, because I need to make sure that these people that you have grown to know and love stay at the History Center and stay with us on these virtual programs, because I have the best history staff in the world, folks. They are fantastic, and I have got to keep them. So please help me keep them. PBS is going to still live I'm going to say every night. Marie's going to go to Hollywood within a year and become a multi-million-dollar history movie star.
Yes.
And then my only hope is to go to them and make them major donors. But I'd rather keep them here. So please help me do that. That's why this telethon is so important. That's why your support is important, so that I can take that money and then directly funnel it into keeping this fantastic staff.
Oh, thank
help me
you.
do that.
Yeah, and then Leslie, her dream job, I would imagine, is going to the Biltmore.
Well, yeah, exactly. Leslie wants to start running the Biltmore House in North Carolina, built by George Biltmore. It's not, but that really gets on her nerves when I say that.
Probably would have come down here and tell.
She's going to throw something at me from the doorway.
Of course, I think I speak for both me and Marie and Leslie that this being here really is like a dream job.
It really is.
Yeah.
So
good.
But yes, not to say. Oh my gosh, Leslie in the chat just did a face. Sorry, Leslie.
Oh.
We love you, Leslie. But yeah, as I was saying, so Sue said that she also stumbled upon our page in Facebook in March, and also says that you have no idea she has no idea how you popped into my events, but I'm so thankful you did. So we are glad too, very much so. Man, so
it was meant to be. The magic of the interwebs brings us all together.
Yes. So folks, if you have not had a chance to donate, this is a most excellent opportunity to donate.
We're down to almost less than an hour, or less than an
hour.
Oh
yeah,
we've
got 45 minutes, and what is that? About just a hair under $400 to raise.
So let's go over our donation tiers to entice those who need a little bit more convincing. Yes. So we have, for $5 you get a Northeast Georgia History Center sticker, and a thank you postcard, and this really cute Brady Bunch style Telethon exclusive sticker can be yours, as well as a personalized thank you card can be yours for just a $5 donation. Next up, we have in our $20 donation tier, you get all of the above plus our keychain, button, and a historic newspaper about journalism in the Northeast Georgia region. And Glenn, could you describe that a little bit more? I'm not as familiar with that.
Yeah, we put this together for an event we had several years ago when we were looking at the history of newspapers and, the fact that they're important parts, not only of the community as news sources, but they're matters of public record, and they're one of the greatest sources that historians have to go back and look at to understand the times. Now, they have their biases, of course, but that's part of the charm of looking at them. So we put this newspaper about newspapers together.
Newspaper inception, if you
Yes.
will.
Yes, exactly. But it's got sections in it. It has sports sections. It has regional sections and life sections, and it just kind of goes through and looks at the history of news and newspapers in the region. And it was a lot of fun to do, and we would love to get that out to as many people as possible.
Oh, that's super neat. Okay, so then next tier is the $50 tier, and you could have all of the above plus our very own cookbook, which came first. And if you're not familiar, Gainesville is known for being the poultry capital of the world.
The world.
Of the world. So there's, and if you've probably also noticed our mascot, Franklin D. Roostervelt, which we might see in a little bit. But this cookbook has a lot of great recipes. And, what?
No, we were thinking, is he coming down here
down
with us?
here?
Oh no! What I mean is that Leslie put together these great. I'll do one really quick.
Okay.
Okay.
We should have put him on roller skates. It's a true fact.
Yes. So you're going to see our mascot Franklin D. Roostervelt giving out some sweet history facts about the local region on our Facebook page coming up.
It's a misdemeanor.
Oh no! Don't tell the
I've seen
authorities.
people arrested over that.
Oh yeah, the not eating fried chicken
With you can't use a fork. It's a city ordinance.
Is it just fried
illegal.
chicken or is it just all chicken?
It's all chicken.
Oh, okay.
But I think the ordinance specifically mentions fried chicken because
Well, why
that's
would
what makes your fingers greasy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in this cookbook, there's probably a recipe for fried chicken, and you can eat it however you like, as long as you just donate. We will never tell. So at the $100 level, and we could get to our goal if we just have a few more $100 donors. We've had so many, and we're so thankful for folks who are in a position to where they can offer that generous amount. You will get all of the above, plus our really cute mug. We have a new History Center mug, and it also has our In a Nutshell logo on the back. And you also get our History Center magnet, which is a really cute little frame so you can put around a picture and have the History Center surround your family, your cat, whatever. So that is the $100 donation. Now, at $200, you get all of the above plus a 1-year digital membership and recognition in our live stream credits. So if you want a digital membership, all of those awesome gifts, and to be recognized in a number of our live stream credits, then please donate $200. And at our big time $500 level, you get all of the above, plus one live webcast or an in-person program with a historic figure So this could be for you and your family at home. We could Zoom with you as a historic character of your choice, a really cool experience. Or if you're in the local area, you can come to the History Center, get to see our awesome exhibits, and have a program with a historic character of your choice. We have over 20 historic characters to choose from, and we'll also try to accommodate any requests, special requests that we might have. And our top tier donation is $1,000. You get all of the above, plus a signed copy of Glenn's book, Hall County in World War II, and 2 tickets to the Taste of History 2021, our annual fundraiser with lots of great programming that's going to be focusing on the 19th Amendment that gave women the right to vote. So we're going to be focusing a lot on women's history, particularly women's suffrage at the Taste of History, and recognizing local women that are in their own right are history makers. So, as well as recognition on the Northeast Georgia History Center's Partners and Friends Board here at the History Center. So, those are the donation tiers. If any of those suit you, then please make that donation. Leslie is waiting on the line for your donation over the phone if you prefer that way. Whew, did it.
Yay! So that's where we're at. So we just need a little bit more. Don't make me get on my phone and start calling some folks to get that number up.
We will.
Now,
of
course, we'll call you.
You can also still enter our raffle if you want. So just to quickly go over the raffle prizes. So we have... Okay, you can get a tour, either virtual or in person, a private tour of the exhibits and our archives, which is a pretty rare offering. So you can see our archives, and tickets are only $5 each. You just make a donation of at least $5 per ticket, and just message us in your donation message what raffle you would like to apply that to. You can also enter the raffle for our mystery history basket. We will curate a mystery history basket from our gift shop just for you. Next, we also have Glenn's book, and this will be a personalized copy, so you can enter the raffle to get Hall County in World War II by none other than Glenn Kyle. We also have a raffle for this beautiful candlestick holder that was forged in the Hoyt Heron blacksmith shop here on site at the History Center. If you saw our blacksmith demonstration yesterday, this is the candlestick holder that Stephen made during that program, and it's just so beautiful. So you can enter the raffle for that as well. And I know there's one more. Of course, the most popular one, we have Marie's apron, which Marie showed off a little while ago. Beautiful apron, so you can still enter the raffle by making that donation. And yes, go ahead and show that off, Marie. It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Here's about him. It's about, so I think, I don't have my tape measure with me. As far as I can remember, I think, in case you are concerned, the top waistband here is 18 inches. It is about 32 inches long, and then the straps are about they're even more than a yard, so they're more than 3 feet long. They will make a nice, pretty bow. So
beautiful.
Yes.
Awesome.
Should fit. It's kind of like a one-size-fits-all situation.
Yeah.
Just in case you were worried.
Yeah. So, let's see. We've got, I do have a video, Marie, of something that you learned. You learned how to fire a flintlock musket recently.
Yes.
And I would love to just go down memory lane again from this year.
Yes.
Oh, look, Leslie said, Leslie's doing the math for us. Leslie says that we are $315 away from our goal. We're so close.
Help us, please.
If you can give that well, really any
Anything
amount,
is awesome.
will help. But if we got 3 $100 donations and a $15 donation, we would be set.
Right there.
Oh, I also see that Sue says, cookbook, I'm so stoked to add that to my collection. That's right. So Sue is going to receive that awesome cookbook. Now, let's see if I can get this demonstration of Marie learning how to fire the flintlock musket. So I'm going to try, usually I just, with these videos, I just got to plop it in the stream. So let's see if this will work. Bloop. And it didn't. Okay. Sorry. I would like to show it though, so let me.
We can do a reenactment.
Yeah,
that's right. We could, through interpretive dance in mind,
Yes.
we'll show how we taught Marie to fire the flintlock musket.
Now, I think one way that I can. Oh, I see. It didn't download properly. Darn. Well, don't worry. I'm still going to show it. We can show it a different way, through another way that I have learned to troubleshoot. And it is a good idea to you should check out our Facebook videos, because we do a lot of these longer form live streams every Wednesday and Friday for our members live streams, but we also will show clips from our programs. And this was one of them. So let me get this prepped. But in the meantime, Glenn and Marie, take it away with something else.
Something else.
Well,
I tell you, one of the things I wanted to mention is again having a great staff and having the ability of the benefit of a small institution. Let's say when we want to do something, it doesn't have to go through committees and levels of administration. We literally sit around a table up in the atrium and throw out ideas. Well, let's try that. Let's try this. How could we make that work? And that flexibility extends all the way up through to the board of the institution. And I want to give a shout out to the board of directors for the History Center too, because they are a really flexible, really supportive, really great group. And they're not what you would consider a stodgy old board that's very static and afraid of change. And I'll give you the best example of that. Early this year, before all of this hit, and moving a little bit into last year, we realized that the institution was changing, right? Our mission was to preserve and share the history of Northeast Georgia. And that is a noble goal, and that is what the museum was established to do. And then as we grew, as we got the digital studio, and as we focused on providing content for classrooms on state curriculum-based programs, we realized that a lot of that is not Northeast Georgia history. And we began to have a serious conversation. Well, we're not only doing Northeast Georgia history anymore. Maybe our mission statement, rather than stop doing it, which is what some places would have done, and they just said, no, we're just Gainesville, we're just Hall County, we're just Northeast Georgia. They said, well, let's look at that, and let's look at ways where we can actually formalize that in a way that sets the tone for the institution as a whole. And the board sat down and came up with a great new mission statement that incorporated a focus on regional history, especially in terms of our on-site exhibits and our artifacts and our collections management perspective, but it also reflects our desire and ability to be a little bit more to those who need that kind of thing. So our new mission statement is to preserve and share the history of Northeast Georgia and to be our community's pathway to history education. And that last part really incorporates what we're doing, which is why we can have galleries about moonshine and the Dahlonega Gold Rush and the textile mills in Gainesville and Hall County and the poultry industry here. But when it comes time to actually reach out to the students, we can tell stories about Lewis and Clark and the Civil War in Pennsylvania and things like that. So we are very much an adaptive institution, and I think that speaks very highly to our board for being willing to sort of go along with the times and with the needs and to adapt and change. And I think that's what to a large extent, that's what's helped us be a very healthy organization.
I think one of my favorite examples of this is it wasn't one of our first live streams that we did, but it was, I think, the month after I got here, and we were doing a live stream on the history behind the musical Les Miserables. And I got this idea that we should do a parody of One Day More called One More Time, where it's these historians who are saying, for one more time, this is not set during the French Revolution, like the French Revolution, because France had
had a lot.
So it just most of the 1800s, there was a revolution every decade. It's just how it happened. But as Americans, we are not taught about all of the French revolutions. We're just taught about the first one.
The one where everyone loses their head.
Yes, the one where Marie Antoinette gets so, which was very interesting because I posted about it online on my historical Bell Instagram, and then there were some French people who were like, "Really, y'all thought it was that one?" And we're like, "Yes, we're Americans. We don't get taught this in our school system as much as y'all do as French people. You learn your national history more than other people's national history." But I came up with this parody, and I pitched it at one of our idea meetings, and I was really expecting everyone to say no. Honestly was. I was like, this is a little bit of a ridiculous idea, but I love it so much. Let's try it. And everyone was like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds fun. And I think that's one of the most fun videos.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It was a blast, and that it really is. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a really great example of bringing history and entertainment and showing people that education about history can be fun. It can be lighthearted. It can be engaging. And if you want to see that music video, it is on our YouTube channel. So just search Les Mis, and you will find it. You'll find it. All right.
You'll know it's us.
Now, I do have the video ready to show. So this is, now, Marie, was this the first time that you ever fired a flintlock musket?
It was.
Very cool. So let's watch that video. And if you want to check this out later, again, this is an example of the types of shorter form videos that are on our Facebook page. So let me get that going. There we are. And here we go. Oh, no. Wait, I want volume, please. That would be nice. Unless, can they hear it? Oh, why? Why does everything not want to work for me? All right, well, hold on, folks. Let's see if we can get this going. Well, darn. We can at least see what Marie...
We can narrate what's going on
Yeah.
if you can still hear us.
So let me at least fast forward to the actual thing goes boom part. That is odd, though. Were you at all afraid to do this, Marie? Was it kind of... No? Nice!
I'm a Southern girl. I was taught how to shoot a rifle at 8 years old.
Oh, okay, nice.
At mother-daughter camp.
Nice. And here we go, and kablam!
It made a little bit more of a bigger boom than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was also halfway expecting it not to go off because it was my first time shooting a flintlock, and sometimes those just... They don't always go boom.
And you've heard stories and seen them just kind of
I have definitely seen it go, and you're just like, oh, no. So half the time I was expecting it to go click, and then I have to fix it.
Right.
So I was slightly surprised that it went off so well.
Yeah, right.
I think my startle surprise was not to the gun going boom, but to that actually it worked.
That it worked. And that's always the case. Wow.
Chris,
you think to yourself, wow, it worked.
Yeah.
It was great. It worked.
Chris in the comments said, because of the video sound not working because it's tired from being awesome for 24 hours. That's gotta be it. Yeah. So I put a bunch of photos from the past, the before times, as we've been calling it. And I wanted to mention that we also do active archival photography, and we've had some really great historic photography interns here. And in general, I wanted to just give a shout out to our awesome interns and our volunteers. They have been so awesome, especially when it's come to our archives and cataloging that. Now, when it comes to the historic photography archive, we've got some really cool pictures. Now, I guess when I show this, the way that I am seeing these photos is, when we look at our collection of older images, sometimes it is just folks hanging out on their porch, folks at the park. And these two that I thought were representative of the type of archival photography that we're doing actively to archive this present moment were really fun. So this is from Mule Camp Market, and this has a little bit of history to it itself. This is basically a lot of local businesses and artisans coming together downtown Gainesville. It's a community celebration of sorts to support local businesses in downtown Gainesville. So we got to capture families as they were enjoying the day at Mule Camp. There were just so many people that were excited to be a part of the archives that day. So when we do these pictures, when we archive them, it's just really cool to think about how these will be seen in the future one day. And let's see, I also have some past, and of course, it'll be really great once we have folks who can come visit us in person. Now, of course, you can come to the History Center. We just require that you wear a mask and, of course, keep a safe distance. But to have those larger groups of people come back, I'm really looking forward to that. I think folks are really surprised by the range of artifacts that we have here at the History Center. We are a small museum, but it's certainly dense with information, dense with artifacts. Glenn, can you describe, I know we have over 10,000 years of history, but what are some of the highlights of our exhibits for you?
Well, we have to, if we're going to tell the story of the region, we have to go back into the prehistoric days. And I don't even necessarily mean, caveman days, just pre-written history, and we have to draw from the archaeological record for that. And so some of the first artifacts in the gallery are those archaeological artifacts, and they're kind of a puzzle for historians, right? The only thing we know about a lot of older cultures is what we can literally take out of the ground and has lasted for 1,000 years. So a lot of it's guesswork. The closer you get to the present, of course, the less guesswork you have. And, there's some really neat things in the galleries. We have a Bagwell wagon. The Bagwell Wagon Company was operating here in Gainesville for many, many years, and actually produced wagons up until the early 50s, which should give you an indication of how rural this area was until just very recently. And one of the other things in the gallery that has been here since the building opened is a 1934 Ford pickup truck, sort of painted up to be a Coca-Cola delivery truck. And I tell people when I walk through the galleries, it's a great moment to talk about the transition from rural to fancy kind of big town because of the poultry industry. I tell people the dirty secret of the History Center is that the Ford pickup truck with an internal combustion engine and rubber tires is actually older than the wagon we have on display, because this wagon that we have on display is one of the later Bagwell models that was built, probably in the 40s, there you go. So there's a picture of the gallery. You can see the wagon and the Coca-Cola truck, and the Coca-Cola truck, even though it's beautifully restored, is older than that mule-drawn wagon.
That surprised me when I
I didn't know that till right now.
Poof!
Wow.
And so, that kind of helps us tell a story of not just, we can use the wagon as a wagon and talk about, animal drawn transportation and the shift to internal combustion engines with improved roads and things like that. But it also, when we've got you there on a tour, we can tell this, quote, dirty secret of the History Center and help people understand not just how areas change, how economies can change very slowly sometimes, but how there's not always a cutoff in history, right? It's not like one day in 1945 they decided, well, World War II is over. We are now in the prosperous era of the American economy. Everyone has a car, the end. And you show that there's a lot of overlap with available equipment and technologies. And here's one of the great things about that wagon. When it came to us, it came with some leather harness and things too, and it came with this rusty pipe, right? That was just very, very homemade, 2 iron pipes welded together in the shape of a T. Yeah, I think you may have seen that in the archives. A lot of people would just throw that away. I love this object because what it is the person who actually owned this wagon used the wagon in the field, right? And they used it, I think like their dad used it as an animal-drawn transportation device on the farm. Well, they did eventually get a tractor, but the wagon can still haul stuff. Why throw it away? So they made this T-bar tongue that could bolt onto the wagon and then could come forward and latch on to the hitch of the tractor. So they used the tractor to pull this wagon around and work on the farm. So if that's not a transition between times and between technologies, folks, I don't know what is. It's a fantastic story, and it's a fantastic object to tell that story with.
Definitely. I'm just I'm taking a look through our other exhibit photos, and one of the cool exhibits that we have here has a tornado simulator. Now, why do we have a tornado simulator, Glenn? Can you talk about that exhibit? Because it really is a fascinating story.
Yeah, so for some reason, and I'm no meteorologist, but Gainesville and Hall County kind of have been an alleyway for tornadoes for some time. Maybe it's the lake that has sort of creates the weather patterns that contribute to tornadoes, but we've had several very serious, very damaging, very deadly tornadoes in Gainesville's history. And the tornado room really looks at the worst one, which happened on April 6, 1936, at about 8 o'clock in the morning. This weather system that had been traveling across the United States hits Gainesville. And it's actually spawns 2 tornadoes that swoop onto Gainesville, and basically about 400 yards before they hit the downtown square, they sort of converge, right? So you've got not one but 2 tornadoes that just sort of go like this through the downtown area and then split off again and spawn a third one. You can imagine that is vast devastation on a infrastructure scale, but it also kills over 200 people. It's still today the 5th deadliest tornado in U.S. history. And FDR is trying to get back to Washington, D.C. from his home in Warm Springs, and they have to clear the rails real quick so that he can continue the path, but he stops in Gainesville and comes and basically gives a speech, says, "This is horrible. I promise to give you as much help as I can to rebuild your town." And it does. That the help comes in WPA and Works Progress Administration funds mostly. And they rebuild the town, they rebuild City Hall, they rebuild the county courthouse. And in a couple of years, Gainesville is rebuilt, and it's rebuilt anew, and Roosevelt comes and dedicates Roosevelt Square, which was dedicated to him for his help. And he gives a speech here. And so that tornado was incredibly devastating, but in an interesting way, it set Gainesville and Hall County in northeast Georgia up, moving into the late 30s and into World War II. It tore everything down, right? It destroyed the roads, the electricity delivery system, the sewer system, and everything like that were damaged. So Gainesville has to rebuild its infrastructure. So Gainesville is a new town, in effect, in terms of the technologies that it's using, in terms of its infrastructure, its roads, its buildings, and it is well positioned moving into the second half of the 20th century to do very well and become the center of economic development for the entire region. So that's why we have such a big part on the tornado. There's some really neat objects there about from the tornado itself as well as Roosevelt's visit, but the tornado machine, right? Why is the tornado machine there? Because, number one, it's cool to look at, and it actually forms a tornado there in the room using water mist and things like that in a series of fans. But it's also a way for a lowly history museum to sneak in a little bit of science when we're taking folks through and help them learn about how tornadoes form and the meteorological aspects to it and things like that. So, and those of you who are from the Atlanta area may remember a museum called SciTrek that was downtown for a while, and this is actually the tornado machine from SciTrek. When SciTrek unfortunately had to close, we got their tornado machine and installed it there, and it's a very popular attraction when you go through the galleries.
Y'all, I have some big news.
What's the big news?
Beth Carter donated $365, and we have reached our goal!
Yay!
We actually got over our goal, so now we are at $3,065.
Thank you, Beth Carter.
Beth Carter, thank you so much. You came through for us. That is so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Is this when we play the fun music and do the twist?
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can throw some music in here. Let me
celebrate.
Yes, we absolutely need to celebrate. Now, let me get some. Let me get a jam going for us.
Oh, do I need to go get my fringe vest?
Your fringe vest?
I don't know.
Are we doing like a Soul Train moment?
I think we need to get some dance moves going. Let me get some we need some kind of party music. I'm gonna type party music.
Let's see what comes
instrumental, just in case.
If your video of flintlock firing comes up, I'm just gonna laugh.
Oh my gosh! Right? Yeah. So let's see if
it's the best party music.
There's a flintlock musket going off.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, everyone.
That is
that is amazing.
Woo!
We just can't say thank you enough. That is so awesome. And I think we might actually have to make our own music because of course we have a technical issue.
Okay. You know what? We've got 13 minutes. If you're going to have a technical issue,
it better be
right now. It better be now
yes.
after we've reached our goal.
Yes.
So if we go off the air, thanks everyone for tuning in. Good night.
Sue Small says, yay, oh my gosh, congrats, yay. And Chris says, hooray. And yes, so I think we definitely got to celebrate somehow. That is just... I think maybe we might just celebrate by going to sleep.
Yeah, that's right.
But wow, that is so awesome. I was really, really hoping we would make it. I had faith in our viewers, and y'all got us there. Y'all got us there.
Boom.
So thank you so much, Beth. Again, thank you to all of our donors. And what a cool, we can finally sigh.
We got a cool group of people that hang out with us.
We really do. We are so fortunate as an organization, as just individuals, to have a job where we can do this and share our love of history and education with y'all. It has been such a fun telethon, and of course, this is called the first annual telethon, a 24-hour telethon. I do look forward to another one in the future. And of course, for all of you that have not had a chance to visit the History Center, we would, yes, here we go, ready? We would love to have you visit us in person. Kristen Perrine says, yay, happy dance, yes. So now I think with that, it sounds like a great opportunity for our raffle.
Yes, we will do the raffle.
Yay! So we're going to do this raffle the old-fashioned way by picking a name out of a hat.
What? Actually, before we get to that, don't we need to add 3 more names into one of them? I think I think Sue entered 3 more raffle things.
Let me make sure about that. Okay. So yes, let's make sure that Sue has her name in there. You need some paper?
I'm good. I'll just go over here.
Yeah.
Excuse me just a minute.
So let's make sure I've got Sue's raffle. I want to make sure I know. Okay, raffle time. So Sue has entered. Now, I see, Sue, you have entered the raffle for a digital membership, candlestick holder, and Glenn's book, and all of them. No, almost all of them. The mystery history basket and apron. I want to make sure that we got.
Okay, so she did a membership. She did a membership.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we got.
She did a candlestick.
A candlestick. Yes.
She did. The apron.
The apron. Your book.
My book. And the basket.
And the basket.
Okay.
Thank you, Sue. Yes, I believe that was the last raffle entrance that we had.
Okay.
Just making sure I'm looking through all of our amazing donations. So cool. Oh, so awesome.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so which one do we want to do first?
I think we should probably. So the mystery history basket was the most popular raffle, followed by the apron. So I say we go for the mystery history basket first.
Okay.
Drum roll.
Names into the hat. Into the hat. Into the hat.
What's it gonna be? And the winner is of the mystery history basket.
Stella and Harrison!
Stella and Harrison!
Da-da-da!
Yay, those are our students from Homeschool Connection. Oh,
Yay.
Stella and Harrison. If you are watching, congratulations. No worries if Stella and Harrison are not up yet on this Saturday morning. Then we will inform them that they have won, and we will make that curated especially for Stella and Harrison. That is so cool. They're gonna love that. I'm so glad that they won that. But thank you to everyone who entered the raffle for our mystery history basket. So next
is the apron.
The apron. All right, this is an exciting
I don't know
one.
if you should. We'll let you pull it, even though you made the apron.
All right, and for the beautiful apron, it is
The big...
Sue Small!
Ah!
Yay!
Yay!
Sue! Congratulations, Sue! You just won. this
Come on and get it!
Yeah, come on down. Congratulations, Sue! Yay! Awesome. So our next one is the candlestick holder. The winner.
The winner will also have to contact perhaps a butcher, perhaps a baker, perhaps even a candlestick maker.
Good one.
My jokes are so bad.
Yeah, they really are.
I don't even care.
Don't even care. At this point. All right, and the winner for the candlestick holder is
Sue Small!
Sue Small again.
No,
Sue, congratulations. You get the apron and the candlestick holder, so you can look really fancy in your kitchen at night. Cooking at night.
The apron and your candlestick holder.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Aw. Congratulations.
All right, let's see.
And next we have a raffle for our digital membership.
For you and
Yes.
a friend.
For you and a friend. Yes, so this is 2 digital memberships for you and a friend. So you can share the gift of history. Let's see who it's going to be. The digital memberships go
Do you want to
to...
pick one?
I'll pick my book.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you
I'll
go.
pick my book, which sounds suspicious.
Sue Small.
No way. Oh my gosh.
I'm closing my eyes, I promise.
Oh my gosh, Sue.
It's just how it's happening,
Okay.
I guess.
So funny. And you're double checking.
I'm double checking to make sure.
Congratulations, Sue. So, Sue, you are already a digital member, so now you can gift the memberships to 2 of your friends or family. So I hope that they enjoy that. I hope you got some history buffs in your life. Wow. I promise this isn't rigged.
It is not rigged.
Sue did not call us ahead of time.
No, but she did put in a lot of raffles.
She did. We appreciate
We
that.
very much appreciate.
So
See,
next.
so,
Yeah.
the more tickets, the more odds of you winning.
That's right. So now we got the book, right?
All right,
Now we've got the
so-
book.
you-
Okay.
This time.
Yeah.
And the winner
I'm sorry, I thought I bounced those up.
is...
I'm also closing my eyes, I don't know why.
Shannon DeWitt.
Shannon DeWitt. Now, I believe, am I correct in thinking that Shannon is I think she was in the comments this morning, so.
She was, yes.
Shannon, congratulations. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're going to really enjoy that. Yay.
Is that all of them, or do we have one more?
I think that's it.
That's it. That concludes our raffle. Yeah.
Yay!
Wow, what a great time we have had with everyone here. This has been so fantastic. We've made it, guys. We did it.
Yay! Yay, Marie! Yay, Libba!
Yes!
Yay, Leslie!
We made it to our
I
goal.
didn't do anything but talk.
Ah.
I had the easy part.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so Shannon is here with us. Awesome. And thank you to everyone who joined us throughout this entire telethon. This has just been so much fun, and I'm already looking forward to the second annual 24-hour telethon.
It'll be so much fun.
Yes. Now
We'll start planning tomorrow.
Yeah. and
Maybe Monday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Let's get some sleep.
We won't be sleeping until Monday.
Right. So we've got so much. Oh, he is. Sorry, my bad. So thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. We hope that you enjoy those. So we've done it. We made our
We
goal.
have 4 more minutes in case you want to do any last minute donations.
Yeah, right. Yeah, to get us over,
Yes.
even way over our goal.
Yes. You can still get all of our fun tier packages for the next 4 minutes.
Yes,
and
for
then
the
they
next
go
4
away
minutes.
forever until next year.
Until next year.
I know, but we
Oh.
might have different tier packages.
That's true.
You
Oh,
might
and
not get the same goodies.
we just got a message saying that Stella is doing her happy dance. Congratulations,
Oh,
Stella!
yay!
Oh, we even got a picture. Thank you so much for sharing a picture with us in the messages. Oh, congratulations, Stella. Well, this has just been so much fun. And guys, we have so much in store, not only for the rest of the year, but of course for 2021. So another great way to support the History Center is by becoming a digital member. You can always make a donation at any time of your choosing on our website. Just continue to keep coming back, watching our live streams, sharing our live streams, telling your friends and family about it. And we love hearing from you and knowing that the goofiness that we do and
it seems to appeal to some.
It seems to appeal. Yes.
That seems to be our type of folks. So hooray for the history nerds out there who have helped us through this year. We're so glad to have you with us. We're so glad that you were able to support us in this our endeavor. And this is almost embarrassing to say, but while 2020 has been a challenging year, this has been, I think, one of the best years for the History Center in terms of what we're able to accomplish, in terms of the community we've been able to build, in terms of the friends we've been able to make, in terms of the relationships we've been able to form here on site. So, my gosh, folks, a challenging year, but I think one of our best, and it has been a fantastic run. And as Libba says, 2021 can only be better because we're going to have more of you and all of you.
Absolutely. I'm laughing at Sue Small in the chat because she's like, shut the front door. I can't believe I want all these things. I'm reading over all of the congratulations in the comments coming from so just so y'all know that there are folks with us right now congratulating us on our goal, saying hooray, doing their happy dances. We are doing our happy dance too. Thank you all for joining us. So, and Sue Small also says, go get some sleep, everyone. Thank you so much for all that you do. I can't imagine how much work goes into each live stream. They are always amazing. Thank you. Diane Walker, congratulations. Great job. I enjoyed all of the variety content and programming. And Sue Small, was there a raffle for the tour of the archives? Nobody actually entered that raffle, so you got 2 minutes if you wanna buy the only raffle ticket.
That's right.
Sue, you might as well win it. I mean,
it'll save on shipping.
Yeah, right. Oh man, this has been fantastic. So, Y'all, I think this is it. I think we can finally say goodbye and a big, big, big thank you to everyone. This has just warmed our hearts, and we were so happy to put the work into doing this telethon, and you really made it a great experience. If you weren't here, we'd be sitting here for 24 hours. Well, that'd be sad with no one. You got us to meet our goal, and all of your donations are going to go towards helping us continue to offer the programs that you love and that we love too.
Absolutely.
So thank you all so much. We will see you soon. Yay!
Yay!
Let's all do a little happy dance as we go out.
Da,
Woo!
da, 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 da.